What up, YouTube? It's your boy Esaveo, back at you again with another video. Not a reaction video. I'm actually trying out this new format of video, which is going to be a concert review. As you can see from the title down below, I went to a Jinjer concert last night, and this is going to be me talking about the experience that I had while being there. So if you like this kind of video, or this format of video, let me know. I go to a lot of concerts. I actually already have tickets to several other concerts coming up here soon. So I can definitely make more of these videos if you guys are interested. And if you are, let me know in the comment section down below. And smash that like button for me. Thanks. So there was actually quite a few videographers slash YouTubers there. I know because I saw them with their cameras out videotaping the lines, the show, people's reactions to it, all types of stuff. You know, they had the little GoPros and their little vlog cameras and whatever. I'm not that big time yet though, so I was just that nerdy person taking notes. I was in line taking notes. I was in the merch line taking notes. I was in the second row taking notes, and I felt kind of bad because I felt like they're gonna walk over and see like who is this random black kid on his phone typing away so furiously, but I want to be able to remember all of the experiences that I was having so that I could share with you guys in this video. So if you see me look down, that's what I'm looking at. So first things first, the line was crazy to get in. I got there at 6 p.m. which ended up being an hour and a half before the first opener went on, but that's what my ticket said. So I got there at 6 and there was already probably 250 people in line before me, which was insane. So I went to the end of the line, started talking to people, and immediately started texting people I knew who were going to the show to see if any of them were there, or farther up in line, whatever. Thanks to my boy Johnny, who was actually the person who helped me discover Jinjer in the first place. He was way at the front of the line, so I cut. And if you didn't know me or know about my channel before the show and you saw some black kid walk past you in line smirking, that was me, because I did not want to spend 3 hours in that line. It was insane. We get inside and there's another line. Immediately, like as soon as we walk through the door, we walk into another line and we're like, what's going on? They're like, this is the merch line. The merch line probably had 50 to 60 people in it already. And again, remember, I walked to the front of the line, the front of the entrance line. So we stood in it, duh, because we wanted merch. And I got this totally awesome macro shirt, which I will, put some picture here or here, or I don't know where I'll put it, but I'll put a picture so you can see the shirt. It's super cool. Has the album logo on the front, Jinjer on the top, Macro on the bottom, and it has the tour dates on the back, which is the reason why I actually got it, because obviously this is my first time seeing Jinjer and I wanted to encapsulate that moment with the shirt. There were some other cool shirts. I will link their merch table here as well, but I ended up going with this one because this one had the tour dates on it. According to this, they're going to be in Denver tomorrow, 2 days from when they were here in the Phoenix area, and yeah, basically a show every single day after that because the grind doesn't stop. I'm super happy to have seen them, but that's their only show in all of Arizona, so it was pretty cool. I was pretty happy about that. Also, I ran into a couple fans of the channel, which was super cool. The one who sticks out the most was Tim. Caught me coming out of the merch line. Cool dude, super humble. Shouts out to Tim. I also saw a couple other fans, on the way to the bathroom or on the way to get to a drink or something of that nature. And some people have actually messaged me or commented in the comment sections that they saw me but weren't able to come up to me for whatever reason. Regardless, it was super cool meeting all of you guys. If you guys ever see me anywhere, see me out anywhere, please don't hesitate to come up and say hello. I appreciate you guys so much. I thank you for your support, and I hope to keep making great content for you guys. After we got our shirts, we then walked up towards the front and proceeded to stand there for probably another 45 minutes. Yeah, it was just a bunch of metalheads standing around talking. Ironically, the people I was talking to in line when I first got into line at the very back, they ended up cutting to some people that they knew as well, and so they came in not too long after us, and we just sat around, talked, listened to like the metal that was playing over like the intercom system. First opener was somebody called Sinshrift. Sinshrift was pretty cool. They had a kind of Breaking Benjamin type vibe. Bunch of clean-cut dudes who actually looked like frat boys. Their lead guitarist, who was actually really good, had some really, really funky tones and some cool riffs. He looked like he came from Theta, Alpha, Theta, whatever. Tank top, muscles, baseball hat backwards, the whole shebang. But he could shred, so I don't really care. Their lead singer, however, was the only person who did look like he was a part of a metal band, and he had like a half-shaven head on one side and like super long hair on the other side, so when he was headbanging, it was a pretty cool thing to look at. I don't remember too many of their songs, and their set was pretty short, but overall, really good. I don't have any video of them because I wanted to save my battery for Jinjer, which I did, so I don't have any video of any of the openers, unfortunately, but they shouldn't be too hard to find in this internet day and age if you're curious about what they sound like. The next opener that came on was a band called The Browning, who were awesome. I immediately went and downloaded some of their music. They had a really multi-genre type mix of styles with a heavy emphasis on metal, of course, which makes sense for them being an opener for Jinjer because Jinjer does the same thing. In this case, they had a lead singer who, in my opinion, reminded me so much of Post Malone. One, he kind of looked like Post Malone. Heavy built, long hair, tattoos, just vibing. Also, he was rapping, and he had like a lot of like mannerisms that Post Malone does when he's rapping. And so me and my friend were just laughing about that. It was like, this is what Post Malone would be if Post Malone actually made rock and didn't just talk about rock in all of his songs. They also had a bassist who was like their primary like melodic vocalist. So their lead singer was rapping as well as doing all the scream growl type stuff, whereas their bassist was doing a lot of like the melodic type stuff. As far as the actual music itself, they had a huge combination of different styles, from hip-hop to metal to some EDM stuff in there. It was pretty cool. The only problem that I had with this band is that their lead guitarist, their only guitarist, because it was a four-piece band, looked like he was a part of a different band. Everyone else was tatted, chill, had chains on, all dressed in black, whatever. I dig it. This guy looked like he was subbing in for their actual guitarist because he was in all red. He had face paint. His face was painted all white with like red like tribal war marks on it, which I didn't mind. It was cool, but it just contrasted a lot from the other members of the band and kind of made me feel like, is he usually a member of this band, or is he like subbing in from some other metal band? Either way, I don't know. I don't know too much about the Browning, but they were really dope and had my neck sore immediately at the end of their set because I was headbanging so hard. People didn't really start moshing until the Browning came on, and when they did, their fans, I mean, the people who showed up with the Browning shirts on were hype. They were going in the mosh pit. People were raging, and since I was in the front, I was probably 1 or 2 people separated from the mosh at all times, and so I had a lot of fun watching them. Also, they had like this light show. They brought their own light setup, and they had this light show that was really well coordinated with their music and with their set. They also had like fog machines, not just like fog machines where they had like fog that, you know, danced across the floor. Like, no, they had like full-on smoke cannons that would go up while they were headbanging, and that was super cool. So if the Browning ever sees this, or if any of their fans ever see this, please know that band is awesome. If I didn't have to leave so abruptly at the end of the show, I would have bought the Browning shirt because they were really good, like really good. At the end of that, I remember turning to my friend Johnny and being like, dude, I would have come just to see them. They crushed their set. So after that, there was a bit of an intermission while they broke down the drum set, moved all the lights off, whatever, for the Browning, and you know, they set up everything for Jinjer to come out. During this time, they played mariachi music, which was pretty funny. I was standing next to like a group of Mexican people, and we were all laughing, thinking that they were like, well, we're in Arizona, so might as well play some mariachi music. But we were all dancing and just waiting for Jinjer to come on. They seemed to have some technical difficulties. The sound guy was trying to figure out something with the bass pedals for Eugene, which apparently didn't get figured out, because when Eugene came on after the second song, maybe, they had to call somebody back out to work on the system again to try to figure out what was going on with his bass pedals. So I don't know what the issue was there, but while we stood there, you know, everybody got drinks, more and more people packed in. The venue had a capacity of like 690 people, and it was completely sold out over a week in advance. So there was a bunch of us in there, hot, sweaty, and muggy, and we were just having the time of our lives. So eventually Jinjer comes on, and we're hype. We are super hype. In fact, Vlad walks out first, and anyone who's been watching this channel knows I love me some Vlad King. He is a beast. And he walks out first, gets on the drum set. They have all the lights off at this point, but we're so close that we see everything that's going on stage, and we start screaming and getting hype, and of course get everybody behind us hype. Everybody starts screaming and chanting, Jinjer, Jinjer. Super cool, super cool. Roman and Eugene then come out, and people are starting to lose their mind. As you'll see from the videos that I put wherever I put them, I was on the side of Eugene, which turned out to be really cool because I didn't know Eugene was so popular. Like, people love this man. I don't know if Roman was sick or upset, but he seemed to have like a much more composed stage presence. He was just kind of there playing his guitar. Eugene was going in. This dude had all types of stage presence, and people were chanting his name, screaming for him. They were super, super into it. And I was happy to be on that side because I wanted to be where all the fun was happening. So eventually they start playing, and the first song they play is Teacher, Teacher. And oh my goodness, was it great. It was, if you've seen the video, it was everything that video was, but 5 feet away from my face, and that was sick. Tatiana then comes out looking gorgeous as ever. She actually looks better in person than she does online, which is so strange to my brain. I can't even fathom it. But she came out looking amazing. She was in this kind of like jumpsuit get up with long socks and Nikes on. I just remember thinking, this woman is amazing. She, you know, came out all cool and immediately started giving it to us, and sounded really, really accurate. As anyone who's been to a concert knows, most of the time people sound better on their studio albums than they do at their live performances, which makes sense. You can do take by take by take by take. When you're on tour, you get sick, You get all types of wear and tear on your vocal cords, on your hands. The drummer in the Browning, he like split his finger open during their set. All types of stuff happens when you're on tour that causes you to not perform to the quality of your album stuff, but it speaks to your level of talent when you get close. And they were really close, like surprisingly close. Tatiana sounded great. Her cleans were perfect. She had to take her ear monitor out a couple times to make sure that she was on pitch, but at least in my experience, she was. Now, again, I had a bunch of metalheads standing around me screaming the lyrics past my ears. So, you know, by comparison, she sounded great. But if anybody else was at this show and they have any contrary statements to her pitch, leave it in the comment section down below. Let's debate, because I will debate you on that. I thought she sounded fantastic. They then proceeded to run through a series of different songs, some of which I knew, some of which I've, made reactions to on this channel, some of which I didn't know. And for the songs that I didn't know, I literally just sat there and stood in amazement of this totally awesome band that was rocking it. She eventually came over in one of the songs to our section and stood right in front of us and sung to me. Yes, I'm saying it's to me. Was she looking at me? I have no idea, but it was close enough that that is my moment. I am stealing it. She was singing to me, and it was great. The guy next to me started crying, so that just goes to say what kind of moment that was. Clearly, he thought she was singing to him, but he was mistaken. They had all types of smoke and lights to, of course, add to the experience of their songs. Each song had its own color-coded light show. Like Teacher had black, white, and red lights, as you can see here. And other songs had their own color scheme. Eventually, they wrapped up the show, and Tatiana thanked us for coming. She said that she had a great time. She was, super, super grateful and down to earth and just amazing. And they all got up and left the stage. But we didn't leave. The guy next to me, the one who was crying, then proceeds to say, "Pisces, Pisces, Pisces." Our entire half of the building erupts into Pisces chants, followed by the other half of the building erupting because during their set, they hadn't performed Pisces at all. And we wanted an encore, and we wanted to see Pisces. We then hear over the mic, "I thought I told you to go home." Of course, Tatiana joking with us. Eugene, Roman, and Vlad all come back out. We lose it, and Tatiana comes out, and they perform Pisces.
Pisces! 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 Pisces!
Marry me! Which was so good. So good I started choking up. I was like, man, this is even better than the live session video that they have for the song. It was great. I recorded the entire thing, like from the time we were chanting all the way until they left, because it was just so good. I also recorded a couple other songs throughout the way. If you want to see any of my video recordings and photos that I took of her, or just me at the show just being goofy, go to my Instagram. Follow me first off, but go to my Instagram. I'll have all of that stuff up there and you can see all of that. Anyway, at the end we all, shuffle our way out and everybody's talking about how amazing that show was and how they were so accurate to the studio performance. Some people were talking about, oh man, I have to figure out how I can go to another show. Basically, everyone in the building was hot, sweaty, and super glad they came. The tickets were super cheap compared to what I thought they were going to be, and considering that they completely sold out this venue weeks in advance, I do believe that next time they come back, they will be performing at a bigger venue. The venue that they performed in this time was a club that often holds different, bands, rappers, EDM shows, DJs, whatever. And as I said before, it had a capacity of 700 people. I believe that next time they come back, they will be probably performing in what we call the Marquee. It's like an amphitheater that holds like 1,500 people, 1,600 people. So twice the size basically, but considering they sold this show out in weeks, I believe that they'll come back. Also in the merch line, they literally had to stop us from buying merch because we were buying too much merch and they had to save some for the next couple shows. So if any of you guys are watching from Denver and you don't have any shirts, please know that everyone in Arizona is wearing all the shirts that you should have had because we were so hyped for the show. Anyway guys, this has been Esaveo. I had a great time at the show, and hopefully if you have the opportunity, you will go see them as well and have an equally moving, amazing experience. But in the meantime, definitely make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys next time.